Hi everyone, the Mature Simmer here. Welcome to another map tour. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Lekniny, so let's get going. When you go to the download page, you can see from the image, which is also what I used for the thumbnail, this farm is intended to be set somewhere in Czechoslovakia or the Czech Republic. The image technically that they use is the shape of the Czech Soviet Republic when it was part of the Soviet Union. Czechoslovakia at this point is a slightly different shape, but neither here nor there on that. The flag colors are the ones you'd expect, and so we know that this map is set in that area. So the description the modder gives us, something about the map. The name of the map is Water Lilies, as you can see below in the photo. Again, I don't see any photo that shows that, but when you go in and set up your mods when you're coming in, there's a water lily next to the name. So I'm thinking that might be what they meant, but on the screenshots they have, they're not really showing it. So the other reason that I went ahead and decided to take a look at this is they do include the word final in their posting, so I'm assuming they're not going to be doing any more work on this, so this is what we're going to get. And they have made some changes which just fixed some bugs, but basically continuing the general description. 92 plots, of which 85 farmland, meadows, and fields. Basic farm with a biogas plant with an output of 99 kilowatts. Cowshed on a smaller detached farm next door. Large capacity biogas plant with an output of 500 kilowatts. 3 purchases, post-harvest cells, ZZN, and general merchandise. 2 production sites, dairy and oil mill, and building plot opposite the store. And this was created by Smetty and Alisco. So this is the spawn point. At this point, pretty industrial looking. We can see on the mini map we're kind of surrounded by some trees. So they've got some items here. I don't speak Czech. Now that I've discovered these, I'm going to go ahead and translate them because I think it means if you cut them, if they look like things that if you cut down, they're going to do something. Alright, so after a little bit of detective work on Google Translate, basically this says, this will forever remove the old buildings on the farm, and the fine print says, beware, this event is irreversible. And then this basically says the same thing, except it's the mess on the farm. So we'll come back once we take a look around and see what the farm looks like, cut those down and take a look. Let me go to the PDA. Okay, so here we are on the PDA. Definitely interesting looking. As they mentioned, there's 92 plots, they said. 85 of which are farmlands, so I'm assuming we're going to have only 85 numbered plots, although I'm not seeing anything near that. I see like 59 is the largest number I'm seeing. But yeah, there appear to be like plots here, and then I'm sure there's others. But I'm wondering if there's 59 numbered fields, and then basically if you've got enough empty farmland, because it does say meadows and fields. So it's possible these others add up to 85, and then you've got another, 7? Probably with the trees and so forth. So if I switch to what we own, in theory, this is what we own. It's a value of 0, but let me just pop back in. But so we own this area. I'm assuming this is the farm. Again, I don't want to prematurely cut down the poles before we see what we've got there. But you don't own any fields as new farmer. Okay, if we look at starting equipment, all we have for starting equipment is a pickup truck. So tabbing over to the pickup, we can see the poles to cut down over there. So the pickup truck is just right here. Right, so this may be the farm. There's a biogas plant up there like I talked about. We've got a silo complex here. But I'm going to drive over to that area of the center of the map to just see what we've got, and then we'll come back here and, you know, maybe cut those things down. Alright, so this is a long way around to kind of get where we're at. So I don't know if these are what they refer to as the old buildings and it just clears it out for us, or if it's, you know, that old decrepit factory-like thing. So we've got kind of like a concrete block roadway or driveway out here. We got high tension power lines. So looks like just the roads in general are this way. One thing I'll say I like right away is, again, it's clearly got some elevation to it, so it's not a flat map. So that's a good start, in my eyes at least. And I'm just following roads. So at this point at the intersection, I'm going to take a look at my broader map. Alright, so if I head down, I basically would like to go straight south of here to get to what appears to be a little bit more of a central farm. Kind of a rundown bus station. Oh, maybe that's not a farm, maybe that's the city. So let's see. Yeah, I think I need to go this way. Alright, and so that gets us to a couple locations, which looks like this is a grain mill. So I apologize for kind of the non-traditional sequence, because normally I'd go through things a little differently. So it looks like we've got maybe a bale sell point and a grain sell point. Now I'm looking like I need... How do I get to the city on the roads? I'd like to not just drive through fields, but it's definitely not making that easy. But let's see if we can. No, that gets me to fields. We're getting a good tour, I guess. But yeah, what I was saying is I apologize for kind of the non-traditional sequence, but I wanted to see if there was something on some other area that we theoretically owned that was really more farm. But I'm not sure that there really is, so there's something down here. We'll have to see if we own that. Up on the hill there I can see kind of a shed and look like a silo was peeking out, but it does look like it's a purchase point of some sort. Alright, so at this point we verified that that is the city. It's not anything we own. We do own that area there. And that is, okay, so there's a cow barn there. Got a water tank, sawmill, and good thing is they translated these from, I assume, Czech. So the village shop is there. Cute little sheep photo there. Sheep pasture. That's ZZN that he mentioned as another sell point. There's the oil mill, the vehicle workshop, the vehicle shop. We've got a pigsty. Got a dairy. There, that's the biogas plant we had. Our silo. There's a fuel station and then a fermenting silo. Post-harvest silo, which is what we just went by. And then it doesn't say, but Vikup Baliku, which I'm going to go with bales. And I'm not seeing anything else, but this might be the larger biogas facility. So for 44,000, that can be had. So before I go any further, I guess, since we haven't discovered any other farm, let me just kind of look at things. So yeah, I can buy that land, 6 acres, for 159, 4 acres for 49,000. I'm a little curious. So this is 10 acres. So there's a little bit of inconsistency, which is what I thought. So this 6-acre stretch is 159,000, but this 10 acre, almost, 10 and a half acre is only 126,000. So for whatever reason, it looks like there's a premium on these non-numbered fields. There is some consistency there. So let's see, 127 for 5, 159 for 6, 78 for 3, but then, if I go here to this island, I'm going to be curious if we can get to that island. It doesn't appear to be a road, but, maybe we have to use a boat or something. But you can see there's honestly not a rectangular field in the bunch, which is very nice. And then, if you want to buy the forest, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's more than 7. This one initially seemed to purchase a few things because it's got this one and that one, but okay, so those two are together. So there's slightly more than 7, and then these 3 are together. So not quite sure how it gets to the 92 and 85, but I'm assuming the 85 is simply because there's another 20 or so of these, grassland areas that are independent. So let's go take a look over here at this other piece that we do own that is at least a farm, because it does say we've got a cow barn up here. And, there may be old buildings, there may be a mess, as it says. Okay, I see the cow barn there. Got a little cow sign, just, I guess, in case they start wandering out in the road, if you leave the gate open. But yeah, you've got some stuff here, so I'm going to leave the truck here. And I'm going to hop back to the store, and I'm going to take out the old building sign. Alright, so I've gone ahead and bought a chainsaw, and the only place I could jump to in this yard was the biogas at the far end, so I had to run down from there. But let me get this here. We'll cut this down. Alright. And yes, clearly we've lost quite a few buildings here. So we have the biogas, we still have that up there, but yes, basically everything that was here, they're now gone. So we still have pads and so forth where they were. And if we jump back to our truck, I guess I can just tab over there. Alright, well we still have, I guess that's not really an old building, it's a shed. But nothing seems to have really changed here. So I was running back. It did get rid of this old factory. I don't know if that's actually wood we can pick up. I doubt it. It's not giving us any kind of a hand. Alright, so let's get rid of the mess sign. Okay, and you saw there the wood in front of us vanished, as did the wood there. All the pallets that were over here are gone. So I'm just wondering if all it really touches is this yard here. I guess there may have been a building there. We obviously didn't look in a lot of detail. We obviously drove around here, so I think, these green areas were where we had some of those longer sheds. So you could turn them into very narrow fields, I suppose. You know, but turn this into something without then buying any additional space, and that would give you room, in essence, for some fields. So, you know, if I go back to the PDA map, like you can see, you know, the red bunker it left, but it basically got rid of this, 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 and this, and then the junk around. And then here, you know, once again, I'm just not really seeing any difference here. And there's nothing else we really own. There's nothing else we own that would be an area of the farm. So it does seem that it just basically clears this out, which makes sense because the poles are there. So it does look like we own this area where we have the sheep, or no, I guess the ZZN. Let's hop over here. So, yeah, this literally just seems to be sell point, but I'm not sure why we own it. Oh, there's the water lily up there. That goes with Lekniny, but, you know, we've got fields out around the edge. So let's take a quick look then at the crop calendar. It's a standard crop calendar, so nothing out of the ordinary there. And then as far as selling, looks like we've got a couple points. Things like the oil, you know, where I can turn canola into oil gives us another option. We can do grapes and olives, so there are sell points for that. Looks like, and then, yeah, the various biogas plants. So we can't sell cotton or sugarcane, eggs, wool, milk. Cannot sell wood chips. Obviously the biogas plants will take silage. And then it looks like the village shop will buy some things, but like cake you can't sell, so don't make that. Can't sell fabric or clothes, so there's no point in putting that production chain in. Sugar will go to the dairy. Cereal you can't sell. Luckily you can sell the oil from the oil mill. So yeah, there's some inconsistency certainly. No chocolate, no planks furniture. You know, the biogas again. And then no stone selling point right now either. So that's how things are set up there. So definitely, I would say, less than ideal. You know, and it's showing us, again, a cow barn, a sheep pasture, and a pigsty. But I don't think we own those, which is why they're not lit up. Or maybe we don't have animals in them. Because obviously we do own this. Alright, so I've gone ahead and turned on flight mode. Let's soar up above the map here. Definitely very picturesque, honestly. I do like the look of it. I like the fact that it's, you know, no real square fields, and there's kind of the meadows. It does have the castle from Oberon. I know one of the fixes they talked about is the bells at the castle. They fix the sound of the bells at the castle, so that's available for you there. But you can obviously get some fields around, and you know, around the castle there. I'm just curious, is that like a water tank? Yeah, and it actually, oh, I think it's just a placeable, and then this is, I think, the sheep pasture. Let's take a quick look at the map here. Yes. So the sheep are here right by the castle. So we'll rise up again. There's the town that we saw. So I assume that's Lekniny itself, church, some high rises with some garages. So, you know, laid out in a way that I would say would be consistent. You know, nothing looks out of place from the town. I say that almost looks like a giant manure pile, but I'm not sure that that's what that is, but it could be. This is where we're at. You can see our truck. So this is, you know, as far as I know, a 1X map. So there's water available there. Obviously, I'm sure it's not free. You'll have to purchase it. And that is what on the map? Okay, that's the sawmill. So, yeah. Boards and logs and so forth. So, okay, you can get there on some dirt roads. I was like, I see a river, but I don't see a way to get there. You know, but definitely lots of trees around. If you wanted to, you know, do a mix of farming and trees, you can do that. There's a grain mill there. This is actually, I think, the ZZN that we were at. And then we've got the, I think, cereal factory or the oil mill. I don't know the shapes well enough yet in FS22. But yeah, we're the vehicle workshop, the oil, okay, so that's the oil mill. So that's where your equipment would spawn if you kept things going. And then this would be the pigs up here. Do we own? We don't own that. So the pigsty is not in an area we own. But again, lots of different field setups and so forth here. And then this is the dairy. So you'll take the milk here if you have any cows. Alright, so that you know, gives you a pretty good sense of what we've got. And here is our farm now, sans old buildings and mess. So, you know, again, from up above, you can tell you've got a pretty good space here. You know, you could turn that into a field and still get up to the fermenting silo, get to the biogas. You'd have to turn around then, but it gives you some options without having to spend money on buying fields if you don't want to do that right away. Alright, so let's head off the cow farm here and finish up a little bit of a driving tour of the map just to get a little bit more of a view of what we've got around. So there's a bunker silo there. Whoops. Which you can use, and kind of, you know, I guess the old Eastern European layout with you know, cement, concrete poles, the prefabricated concrete walls, definitely kind of a little bit of the feel of kind of the old communist era that may have existed there. And you can hear the buzz of the electric transformer, so that's kind of nice. So there's Lekniny, the sign. So definitely, as we said, the town. There's the church with the nice roundabout. You know, no folks set up here, but there's, you know, I think this is the village shop where you can sell things. So we're heading there toward, yeah, so you can hear, again, I'll kind of wait. So you can hear that buzz of the transformers, so that's kind of a nice realism feature. I mean, whether they buzz that way or not in real life, I don't know, but I could certainly see that. Oh, kind of a destroyed, falling apart building there. That's pretty nice. Let's take a look here. Alright, we're here. The pigsty is there. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how I get there. Might be up here, I guess. Oh, frogs in the pond. Lekniny? I don't know if that's just... Oh, I see. This might be the parking area to then go visit the castle. Quite nice. Definitely got some frogs. Got a little bit of a sign here. Let's see. You know, while we're sightseeing, let's take a look. Oh, there's the bells. Oh, hi, cat. Alright, so yeah, so he's got the tester, you know, the author of the map, Smetty, as we said, and then some testers that worked on it. So this is basically his obelisk to give recognition to those folks. Very nice. It's always good to name the people that helped you. So, you know, overall feel certainly different than any of the other maps I've looked at. Again, a lot of windmills that, you know, again, are decorative at this point, but just hard to kind of figure out where to head, because it's definitely a little, and chaotic's the wrong word. I mean, obviously the roads are in between the fields. Alright, so here is the larger biogas plant, if you wanted to own that. So, multiple bunker silos, you know, larger areas, but there's the road that accesses that. We won't take the time to go up there. Like here you've got, you know, just some wrapped, probably silage bales sitting here at the side of the field. Gives it a nice lived-in feel, like somebody's actually working those fields. So, yeah, we'll head up this way and then head over to the dairy. And that'll kind of give us a good feel for most areas of the map, because obviously we kind of were walking or in place around the ZZN, so there's not necessarily a reason to drive down there. Okay, but there's the oil mill, so we could get to that there. Again, the old kind of falling apart and disrepaired walls. And also another way to get to it there between a couple fields. So, you know, I suppose if you were, you know, looking for perfection, I mean, certainly, obviously, the road is, you know, painted at angles when it turns. It's not smooth curves. It's, you know, I'm sure in theory those could be modeled nicer. Not sure if the person really likes cats, but there's another one on the roof, so I'm going to assume that the map maker has a thing for some cats. And then here's Pigsty that, again, you can own, but you don't own offhand in New Farmer mode. So that gives you that view there. You got some fences around fields. We haven't seen a lot of that, and I think that's just because of the yard here. I'm curious, do the gates work? Whoops. Sorry, I've got speed up for flying around. I didn't set that back. No, it doesn't look like it's going to let me. Let me just put up the help menu, just to be sure I'm not missing a trigger point. So no, these are not closable gates. So again, you know, could be something that if you were interested, you know, you might have to unfortunately edit those out using the map editor, which I, for one, am not good enough to know how to do that. But I know I've been given that answer sometimes when I ask people, well, how do I get rid of this? I haven't seen yet. There used to be a mod in FS19 to hide objects, but I haven't seen that come available yet for FS22 or anything like it. That was what I would do in some cases, and then I could at least hide items and then put in new gates from the in-game options, and then obviously be able to interact with those. Alright, so this is the dairy, I believe. But definitely nice countryside. A lot of places to go. So Milmond Dairy. So I'm assuming that's a building transplant, but I don't know if they redid the sign honestly. And it looks like that's the trigger point there, where things would spawn out, and then your drop-off point is over there. So hopefully that gives you a nice view. I think they've done a great job on the edges. So again, as far as would I play this map, yeah, I think this would be enjoyable and would be useful to you to play on. A lot of grass fields here, but obviously you could purchase them and turn them into arable if you'd like, as opposed to just doing a lot of grass work. But I'm assuming the reason the modder built this way was that the area is probably utilized for a lot of grass, so forth. But hopefully this gives you a good feel for the map. As always, please comment below anything you'd like to see done differently. I will make out a specific request. For whatever reason, I do tend to get a couple dislikes on these map tours, and it tends to be pretty consistent that I get 1 or 2 per map tour. So there's those of you that are coming that I'm not meeting your needs somehow. There's something you dislike. So if you can comment and let me know what that is, I'll certainly do what I can to address it, but otherwise I can only guess. And obviously, if you've noticed, I've kind of come up on a consistent way of delivering these, and maybe that's what's sitting incorrectly, is you're not liking what I'm doing and how I cover things. But the only way I know what to do to get better is if you tell me. So please comment, and as always, for everyone, subscribe to the channel so that you get notified when new content is put up, and give me a like to help the videos along and get them in front of more folks and grow this community so that we can continue to all enjoy Farming Simulator and other sims together. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you next time.